What's going on, everyone, and welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of the new Netflix original movie, Oxygen. This movie, of course, is directed by Alexandre Aja. Now, before we begin, if you like this channel, awesome, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium, hit that notification bell at the top to find out what's coming next. If you like the video, awesome, hit that like button, as well as commenting below any video to watch, including this one. So Oxygen is one of those movies that I consider the genre that is my biggest fear of being locked up in a situation where you can't get out of it. It's enclosed in a box. There's not much breathing room. You're losing oxygen. If you've ever seen Buried with Ryan Reynolds, that is one of the most tense horror films I've ever seen in my entire life because he's stuck underground with only a half battery life cell phone and a cigarette lighter. But this movie is more of a futuristic approach to that scenario where we have one woman who's played by who's named Liz, who's played by Mélanie Laurent, who was in the Now You Can See Me series as well as Inglourious Basterds. And she wakes up in this cryo tube, this very futuristic looking cryo tube. She has all these wires and headgear on her, and she has no idea why she's there. She has no memory of where she is. And the only thing that she has as a companion is this robotic AI counterpart called Milo, which is just this big kind of revolving, like, weird display that is voiced by Mathieu, who was, of course, in Quantum of Solace. And so throughout the movie, she also has another problem. There's been a malfunction and the O2 oxygen is depleting. And so as this movie plays along, as this movie kind of functions, and what Alexandre Aja is doing is basically showing you the tense nature of what do you do in this situation? What would you do when if you had no viable way of escaping? And as the revelations happen, how do you handle that situation? And what would you do to kind of, protect your life? And what would you do to survive? So it's a survival thriller film and so on and so forth. And so with that said, watching this movie, seeing the oxygen deplete, seeing her in this box, like I said, is my biggest fear because, enclosed spaces, being in tight boxes or in a plane with, closed amount of people, there's this just sense of dread. There's a sense of tense nature where there's no way of moving. I'm in my room right now and I can move left, I can move right, forward, backward, sideways, so on and so forth, like a video game figure or whatever. That was a bad analogy, but anyways, you see that. But when you're stuck in a box like that, you can't move. You have limited space. You are just, there's nothing there, and that's what my biggest fear is. And so with this movie, with it being directed by Alexandre Aja, who's a very well-known director for his thrillers, he also did like remakes like Piranha and of course Hills Have Eyes, but he also did Crawl, which is two people underneath a house during a hurricane in Florida with crocodiles or alligators or whatever you want to call it. And that's where he works so well in these types of movies. And you see where I'm going with this. I really love this movie for the simple fact of not only can it make me tense, but it can also develop an idea and a concept that is really well represented, is really well presented in a very uncomfortable situation. And to watch what Mélanie Laurent has to do in this movie, and the fact that she's literally the only main actress in this movie, the only living character, is what makes the movie so fascinating. She also has a husband named Leo, who some reason people don't want to acknowledge in the movie for some strange reason, but she seems to have flashbacks of him. With the idea of using oxygen depleting is also another fear that a lot of people would have if they went into space, or they were buried underground, or they were in underwater and stuff like that. It's that very fearful nature of not being able to survive when you don't have the necessity that you need, which is oxygen. That's what you need to survive. If trees die, carbon dioxide, all that good stuff. It's what makes a movie like this so powerful and so potent is those ideas. And as we see the movie play along, as the revelations start happening, because there are revelations, it's that type of movie because you need to have the explanation of why she's in this tube. It's a really fascinating film. It's a really well done thriller. It shows Alexandre Aja's strengths. It shows that Mélanie Laurent is a really pretty good actress. She really has come to on her own as somebody who can really represent doing stuff by yourself, and it works as a great thriller. Mathieu, who plays, like I said, the voice, does a really nice job of being that robotic character. When she is able to talk to people, it's not necessarily a good thing or a bad thing, because sometimes the connection disappears. It's like, what exactly is happening in this movie? And this is a movie I think I'll do an ending explains for it, because as you get to the ending and you see what exactly unfolds, I think it really becomes a very top-notch thriller in one of Alexandre's best films that he's done in quite a while. And this is a very low budget film. At least it feels low budget, just for the simple fact that it's in one location and there's not much, you know, action and so on and so forth. So overall, I really enjoyed this movie. I think Mélanie Laurent is fantastic in this. I think it's a well done thriller, and it plays on my biggest fears, which is being locked up in a box that you can't escape from. So, but with that said, that's me, my take on this film, Oxygen. Definitely recommend. If you don't like these scenarios, still watch it because I think you'll enjoy it. I think you'll enjoy the revelations and stuff like that. So, anyways, that'll do it. That'll be my take on Oxygen. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below if you do decide to watch this. Tell me what you think. But as always, hit that subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome. Hit that like button. And as always, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.